So there's a Genesis Mini coming out. This was announced at Sega FES 2019.
What's FES? That's just their own Sega.
It's their like
expo announcement thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like theirs.
Their Nintendo Direct
thing. They do it. I think it's once a year, usually in January.
Okay.
But I don't. At least that's when I remember it. But no, it's not. So Sega's gonna follow in the footsteps of Nintendo and the PlayStation and put out an official mini console. Now there is a difference. There's a difference to this because because there's like the at-games plug-and-play ones, but those are considered shitty.
But they're still mini in size, though.
They're still mini in size.
But they're not the mini.
And they still have games on them, but they're not the mini.
They're not the mini because this is Sega directly doing it.
Right.
In theory. They're not just handing off the at-games with the license.
Well, when it was first announced...
Okay.
When it was first announced, it was supposed to be by at-games.
And at-games tweeted it. And then untweeted.
And then everyone shit their pants because, my God.
Because they're like, we've seen this before at games like 8 times.
Yeah, and it's not good.
We talked about in the podcast how many at games Genesis devices there have been in the past 10, 12 years. Right. It's been a lot.
The most recent one I heard was better, but I mean, they're not good. They're what they are. I mean, for the
Genesis on a chip.
Yeah.
You got Yawning Triceratops roaming around on there.
Yeah.
Your same list of games.
However...
they call them the flashbacks.
So this is kind of in my...
they still sell the flashbacks, probably. You can buy them at Target right now. The HD one's $80.
In my opinion...
and it's mini, but not the mini.
In my opinion, this is like them rebooting that, trying to forget the past. So some games that were announced, these are some of the ones that were only announced for like the US market. You know, we'll get Altered Beast, Castlevania, or I'm sure some of these will be between systems, but Altered Beast, Castlevania Bloodlines is a big one. Comic Zone, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Gunstar Heroes, Shining Force. Hoping Shining Force 2 will be on there. Sonic, Toe Jam and Earl. So
from the start, you're getting some different ones from the At Games ones, right? Because you don't usually see Comic Zone and Castlevania on the At Games ones.
No, and I mean, so we've got Rent-A-Hero is going to be coming. That was never released over here. It'd be awesome if it got it'd be awesome if that was translated and brought over here. But I mean, they'll probably just do 2 different regions. Powerball, Puyo Puyo 2. So the lineup already seems pretty good.
We're in better place. Here's the thing. It's that it's not being done by At Games.
Right. So I'm getting to that. So the game list looks pretty decent to start, but it's not being done by At Games. It's being done by M2. M2 is a company that has done lots of ports for Sega before. They've done them for other systems as well. They have a shooting game series called Shot Triggers, M2 Shot Triggers. That's them doing ports of old arcade shooters with options.
Okay.
They did all the 3D ports to the 3DS, the Sega ones, and those were all phenomenal. They take extra care to make sure everything is right, colors are right, and they add all sorts of options that are necessary too. So if a game has differences between the Japanese, European and US versions, you can actually go to an option screen and go to the different versions. They're very customizable. So it's promising that someone that has such a long career with Sega and a long career of doing things right is behind it.
I have to do a correction. The last Genesis flashback, which probably was the best one, the 2017 one, did have Comic Zone on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I think that this is actually in a place where whatever comes out is going to be quality.
Where did you see that unreleased game being announced for this? I'm seeing on Amazon. There's only like the
unreleased.
You talk about that game that wasn't released here coming out for it.
Oh, no, I said it would be great if that happened.
Great.
It's Rent-A-Hero.
Oh,
Rent-A-Hero.
Great. I thought you saw it. Because right now it's only the 10 games announced.
Yeah.
So you can pre-order this on Amazon right now. It's $79.99. Comes with 2 controllers, 40 games, two wired controllers, power cable, USB adapter, HDMI cable, plug and play, ready box contents. I have no idea what that means. and the 10 games that are announced. Why wouldn't you announce all of them right now? I don't get it. Let's just work out the deal still. That's the only thing I can think about.
I don't know. It's crazy to me because I mean,
Kind of far away for a pre-order. It's 5.5 months.
Sony did the same thing where it announced, just a chunk of games at first,
Sure.
and then did more. I don't know why you would do that either. But the initial list, like I said, the Castlevania Bloodlines, the Shining Force, the Toe Jam and Earl, these are games that people want to see on there, and they would want them done in a better way than an At Games flashback. I saw a lot of people come out and kind of poo-poo it, but if you can't afford something like a Mega SG, or you just don't care that much, and you just want some games around, it looks like a decent price for 40 good game, or for 40 games. That's a good chunk, because the NES Classic was only 30, right?
What?
The NES Classic was only 30 games, right?
I thought you meant $30. Yes, 30 games.
Yeah, 30 games. And you get the 2 controllers. So I think price.
Yeah, I think the $80 is fine if it's quality. If it's crap like the PlayStation one, then yeah, it's not good.
Right. And I think maybe one of the other reasons that people are kind of down on this is because the PlayStation one did so poorly, and I think people are just getting burnt out on them. But if there was a system that should have one of these done right, I would say it's certainly the Sega Genesis.
Now, this is interesting. I forgot about this. The last At Games Genesis Flashback, the HD, did have several Master System games on here. I wonder if they would go that route or say, no, we want to stick just totally Genesis with it. Depending, because obviously Sega has rights to they can throw on some of the Master System games they want to as a bonus. But you like the 40 games is pretty good.
I think,
depending on the choices, obviously.
Depending on the choices,
you want a good mix. Looks like the last At Games one also got mixed reviews because it was the same software as all the other ones.
This little promotional image looks so thrown together, but made by Sega, Genesis Mini delivers quality as only a first-party product can. Good. Do it.
Now, I like the fact that, let's see, wired controllers. Is it just Genesis style wires or is it USB? I can't see.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know.
So that's interesting. If they decided to go, I can't tell. I can't see that image. It's so small.
I'm gonna guess USB.
I don't know, because if it's USB, they can't sell extra controllers. Anyone can use whatever USB controller they have.
But if it comes with 2 controllers, they don't need to sell extra.
Yeah, but they're including the crappy 3-button one though. What if I want the 6-button one? What if they put Street Fighter on here or something with
Well, I guess we'd have to see.
I hate that original Genesis controller. I'm gonna go on record.
I like it.
I don't like it.
I like it, but the 6-button is a lot better.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now it looks USB. I see the white.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's
all right. Then I'm okay then, because then you would use whatever controller you want, which is smart because you can't do that on the NES Classic.
I do like that it looks like the original Genesis and not the Genesis 2.
Yes. No. The Genesis 2 design is horse garbage.
Horse manure.
The Genesis 3 you can just use as a frisbee, as far as I'm concerned.
So. I realize people are burning out on these. Some people don't see the point, etc.
Well, if this was the first Genesis, I think we'd be really excited.
Right, absolutely.
Now it's like, well, we've had the opportunity to buy this before, and some people have already probably bought this 3 times in the past 10 years. So It's like they bought the handheld one, they bought an At Games one, standalone.
Yeah, they're doing it. It seems like they're doing it right, but they're doing it right way too late.
Doing it right. Well, they saw that Nintendo money, and they're like, we want that. Oh, plus 30th anniversary of the Genesis. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Mega Drive was 88 though, but all right, close enough. Was Mega Drive 88? Yeah, I think it was a year before. Mega Drive.
Yeah, I think it was 88.
Release date. Is there going to be a Japanese version? I didn't
yes,
see that.
There is. That's what we were talking about at the beginning.
Oh, we were.
That's why I mentioned Rent a Hero. Okay. I know you weren't.
I wasn't listening. I was looking for the games list. All right, so I will wait until the game list is complete to make my decision on this, whether or not I want one. But you think it's starting off strong? Okay.
Yeah, I don't need one, but I mean for the people who might.
You got a fucking flash card and an analog Mega SG. You're fine.
I will not be buying one of these. I just think it looks like it will perhaps be decent.
Yes, if it depends on the marketing. Obviously, if they start, if I see commercials for a Sega Genesis Mini on TV, like you saw at the PlayStation Classic, that'll be just weird.
Yeah.
To me, I guess you will though. They want to sell them, but if the Sega had the marketing money to do that, like Sony. Interesting questions abound.
Yes.